What's up? Thank you for passing by. My name is Phil and I am from Mints and Drops. And today I'm having the pleasure to receive on the show no other than my brother Dimitri from Bountyblok. The man is bridging Web 2 and Web 3 by having one of the most amazing infrastructure for distribution tools, APIs. He's got 800 projects with him around all ecosystems. It's absolutely nuts. The guy is elite. Enjoy. Press record and let the magic play. Dimitri from Bountyblok, brother. How are you?
I'm good. I'm great, man. How are you?
I'm great too, man. I'm so happy that you joined the show today. It's been a while since I wanted to talk to you, especially face to face and to share what you're doing, man, because it needs to be known. Really happy to have you today, man.
Happy to be here. Yeah, very excited.
How was, talk to me, how's this whole journey into Web3? I know we've talked to each other through a couple of VCs and spaces and whatnot, but just for people to know how's this whole thing unfolded for you so far?
Yeah, I mean, we started back in 2019. Okay, so we're a company based in Montreal. We're a team of 8, and back in 2019, before that, we were a dev shop, right? So we would build apps, web apps, we had customers, all that stuff, and then back in 2019, we started getting involved with blockchain technology. We started on EOS at the time. That was our entry point, and we saw a lot of use cases with our existing customers with blockchain technology, right? Like at the time it was pre-NFT, so it was like a lot of web apps wanted to get their users to do more stuff on their website. Encourage them to click here, click that, do things, right? So we started building these gamification APIs for them, define a bunch of tasks, and then get the users to do them, and then maybe earn an achievement, earn points, all that stuff, right? So gamification elements. And what's good about the blockchain, especially at the time, every task a user will do is tracked on the chain. So it gave them like an audit trail. Like you actually did all the steps required to achieve and complete the challenge, right? So it was like a nice way. It was a nice use case to provide this kind of audit trail for them, and then they can then give away their prizes, right? Whether it's like a Pizza Hut tickets or cinema tickets or whatever, right? So it was such a cool use case. That's how we got into this space.
And there's so many use cases to be made around. I mean, and we'll talk about it later on. There's so much to say. Contests, giveaways. Of course, NFT distribution tool, enterprise Web3 APIs. So yeah, it's the whole pie you're doing, right?
Yeah. I mean, so from there, NFTs came out, started becoming popular back in 2021. We were actually building tools in 2020 because for NFTs, because we had we then went to Wax. Wax was pretty strong on the NFT side of things because they had a very good tech. It was a very easy way to mint NFTs, and it was very low fee at the time. So they were a bit, they were ahead of the game. And back in 2020, we did things for Atari, Street Fighter, right? They launched all these giveaways, and it was quite nice. But what happened was a lot of the projects then, 2020, 2021, kept giving us feedbacks, ideas, and just being involved. We started, polishing up our tools and adding more features to them, right? And then fast forward to today, we launched on Polygon, and now we're on HEDERA. So that's kind of how we came about.
How do you? Big shout out to Montreal, by the way. Every year, of course. Big shout out. How do you? What's your pitch when you say, "Hey, Bountyblok does XYZ, ABC, that's what we do, that's what we're about." When you want to pitch that to anyone, of course, you're doing something outside the Web3 interface, but when you want to bridge that out, what's your pitch? What's your go-to? How do you say, "Hey, we have those tools. It's so easy for you. You need us"?
That's a good question. It's a different pitch if we're targeting a Web2 world and existing Web3, right? So for existing Web3, it's quite simple, right? It's like, if you want to create these giveaways and get your users to perform social tasks and like Web3 tasks, like, burn an NFT or complete a set of NFTs, right? Follow us on Twitter, retweet a tweet. So you perform these tasks, get a bunch of points, get ranked in a leaderboard, and then the projects can draw winners and then reward them, right? So it's quite straightforward, but when we talk to the Web2 world, it's more difficult, because there's a learning curve that's missing there. So for our way of explaining things to them is we have these kind of tools, Web3 tools, that allows you to leverage blockchain technology, leverage Web3. We'll abstract everything for you, right? Use our tools. You don't have to worry about the blockchain part, and we'll abstract that for you and just give you our interface, our UIs, our platform, and then you can just use it, start minting NFTs, distributing all that stuff, right? So we try to keep it very simple like that.
That's well, and it is simple. It is really simple. We've said it before pressing record. I've said it before. I've experienced this with Alitos. Was it a month back or so? They did a huge giveaway before going ham on all sorts of mints that they've been doing right now since almost 5 weeks or so. Ease of use is crazy.
Yeah.
Ease of use, it's absolutely crazy, bro. You press play, and it. Wow. I mean, to me, again, I'll say it again because this is magic to me. That, like, in terms of usability, user experience, UI, I mean, everything is a straight path to me.
I appreciate that, and I think so. I think our goal was when we built the contest giveaway tool, we tried to keep it like kind of like Gleam. Gleam is like the Web2 version of contest giveaways. It's been around for a while, and they have a way for you to create contests, perform these social tasks, right? Like join the Discord, all that stuff. So
it's so effective.
It's great, right? It's super successful. So we try to take that and add Web3, a Web3 twist to it, right? So add a bunch of, keep the social tasks, but add also Web3 tasks, like holding NFTs, right? Performing some on-chain actions, and to encourage users to go and play the game, right? Or maybe go to the marketplace and start collecting the NFTs, right? So it adds value there as well. So you want to grow your social following, but you also want to learn about the brand, the product, whatever the collection is, right? And maybe buy stuff. So what we did was we didn't want to reinvent the wheel, honestly. Like we saw what Gleam did, and we wanted to keep the user experience very familiar, because our thinking is when Web2 comes into Web3 more and more, and they want to do these kind of giveaways, the end users from the Web2 world are already familiar with Gleam type giveaways, the ones that have been participating, right? We didn't want to change the whole thing, and then they come and there's a contest and they're like, what am I supposed to do here, right? So we try to keep it quite familiar, if that makes sense. Yeah,
it does. It does 1,000% make sense, because you're a bridge. That's what you're doing, and that's the next thing I wanted to talk about is towards mass adoption, in terms of how I always have this example. How do we reach Aunt Carol, right? How do we reach ma tante Yvan, or whatever you want to call it, right? It's just, how do we reach those people? And it's not by having this learning curve, absolutely parabolic, and you just lose the user, you lose the customer, you lose every track or every link that you had back then. So with all those tools that you have, you're a bridge for sure. How do you see it all coming around?
I think there's a few things. So for us, one of our products on our website that you even mentioned earlier is our trusted APIs. So basically, we have a bunch of APIs calls, or a set of APIs that we call it trusted, because when you come from the Web2 world, you have to trust us to interact with the blockchain. So there's a trust there. But by having that, it allows them to get their foot in, not worry too much about the whole learning curve and the whole how does HEDERA token service work, right? Like, or there's a lot of things to learn there, and not everyone can hire a smart contract developer or a Web3 developer. It's very difficult to find, very expensive. I mean, we know. And so we're like, you know what, let's build a traditional API where they can access certain calls, like distributing NFTs or minting NFTs, right? And and we'll abstract the whole blockchain part of it, and we'll,
Yeah.
we'll worry about that. And just call us
Yeah,
traditional. That way, their learning curve for them is just like they're connecting with different
What they
other with
know.
guys. So we think that and other projects should be doing that as well. I mean, this Web2 will go to all these different companies, right, to get for help. And I think if you combine that with like the big brands like Starbucks, Nike, LG,
Amazon.
right? Amazon, right? Soon, I think them coming into the space will also help bring a lot of new people's into the space naturally. Yeah.
For sure. What's your yeah? With all of that, what's your 9 to 5 like? How because of course you unplugging is crazy, right? Because you can't, because it's worldwide and there's always new tools coming around. What's your day like? Like say today, you start your day and man, because just imagining it, because you have to bridge, and at the same time it's communication, at the same time it's tools, same time for people to understand. You have to stay relevant, not too much ahead, not too much far back. Man.
It's crazy. Honestly, it's been crazy. It is crazy. It's gonna be crazy because, to give you an idea, today alone, because we're on multiple chains, right? And we're a lean team, and and we have like we're also validators on a bunch of chains, and being a validator means you have servers that you have to maintain, right? Plus we have our Bountyblok servers that we need to maintain. Plus there's new software, new updates, customer support. People need help. We want to help them. So there's a lot. So today alone, this morning, we had to do some server upgrades, and then I jumped into a space because we have to do some BD, get the name out there, right? And then
what's BD?
Business development. Just
okay.
Kind of like not knocking on doors, but just getting your word out there, right? And then we had a meeting with the dev team, reprioritizing we had a set of things we wanted to add to our website, like features, but then because we got some requests of something that will benefit more projects, we reordered the priorities for the week, and now we had a meeting, and that's it. And then after that, I mean, it's nonstop. We had a Discord community call, and then there's a lot of calls, there's a lot of communication, there's a lot of chatting, there's a lot of Telegram, Slack, Discord. There's coding, there's management. It's everything, and I don't think it's a 9 to 5. I think it's more of a nonstop. Like the truth is, I could, let's say after this call, I have nothing booked. I could go for 2 hours at Costco and do my shopping, right? It's not like I have that freedom, but I can't shut off my phone. So
it's compelling.
If I ignore my phone for 1 hour, I have a lot of things that are going to pile up, right? So it's like one of those things where it's kind of nonstop, and you want to try to keep that plate empty, or else it's going to pile up, and it's never ending. Like last night, we were watching Netflix. We had to pause it because we had to check we got a notification some server had errors, so we had to go and verify what happened, and boom, boom, boom. So it's like 10 p.m. and we had to do something there. So, and I spent an hour on that, right? So it's like nonstop. We love it, but you have to have that skin, because it's hard, man. There's that whole, there's always anxiety, there's always stress. It's good, but it's also, it's tough, but it's exciting, that's for sure. So
yeah. You sure have to have balance for sure, but not balance in a way where it's a 9 to 5, like what you were saying. A balance in terms of I can do 12 hours, 14 hours a day and still feel fine, especially right now where everyone, at least is feeling like, okay, this is winter everywhere. This is a stalemate. It feels like, there's nothing happening, but right now people like you are building, crafters are everywhere, launchpads, APIs, user interfaces, experiences, whatever, it's booming, but definitely a thick skin for sure, man. That's 1,000% in balance.
And I have to say, like, on that point, I feel like, because me personally, and even the team, we see other teams building and doing stuff, because we do collaborate a lot. Like, just an example, yesterday morning, we had a meeting, 1 hour call with Blade team. Okay.
Shout out to Blade.
And those guys. we love those guys. We met them over a year ago, and they're just great. And we're just discussing because they have their wallet with their different games and communities, and we're, and they know about our tools and they love our tools, and they're one of the first ones that used it, and they give us so much feedback. They're just amazing. They're very experienced, and we're just discussing like strategies on how to approach these different their community, and how to get them to how to engage them and all that stuff. So it's like it was quite amazing. But my point is, watching them build and just pushing and pushing in this market and this where we are so far, it motivates you, because you're like, man, look at them, and look at them, they're building, they're doing, they're trying. So it's like, it's motivating. That helps. Plus the gym, going to the gym in the mornings, for whatever reason, helps you mentally. It gives you this kind of clarity. Everything seems okay. Everything, it's very hard to get overwhelmed or intimidated. When you go to the gym, I feel like it makes you, or when you exercise or whatever, you do that disconnect. It gives me personally this kind of like clarity of things, and I can understand and process and digest things in a more rational way, so I don't get overwhelmed and like discouraged, if that makes sense. It's kind of weird, but it's a mandatory. Like I'll cancel everything if I have to go to the gym and I haven't been in a while, right? So yeah.
That's part of the balance of the thick skin we were talking about earlier, for sure. 1000%, because it clears everything. It makes a clear path towards what you're thinking, towards all the noise, right? I think, yeah, for me too. I don't go to, I run, I jog, whatever. I do 5K, whatever. I just go half an hour. I come back, and very often I find answers while I run, because at one point you're like exhausted. There's no noise. You just need to survive, and all the noise just go back, and then, but yeah, it balance is right there. So, and that's why you got a thick skin 1000%. What's next for you guys? What's not too far away? Not 2024. That's way too far, especially right now. A week feels like a month. A month feels like a year. Say end of Q1. That's 3 weeks, or Q2. Where do you guys heading?
I think I wouldn't even be able to answer you like if it was end of the year, because like you said, like things are changing so much, right? And right now what we're noticing is a lot of cross collab, cross chain, cross pollination between different communities, but on different chains now, right? And it's a hot topic right now. And we actually, there's about 800 projects that use our tools, whether it's a games, artists, various brands on all the chains, and we're very close to them because 800. Wow. Yeah, it's incredible, and every day we're getting requests for access, so it's quite nice. I mean, it's a beautiful indicator. We're very forever grateful for that, But being close to these projects, we get so much feedback, suggestions, ideas, all that stuff. And the most recent ones, a lot of them wanna do cross chain. So, for example, your HEDERA project, like a PFP project on HEDERA, and you wanna grow your community, but after a while, everyone is already following your Twitter, right? Yeah. With that PFP project, everyone is following your community. How much more can you do? You can always engage them and get them to retweet your stuff, but how do I grow my following, right? So, what if the HEDERA community creates a contest with the Polygon project, and the contest itself is follow Dead Pixels, and then follow Polygon Punks. Right? And then retweet this, retweet that. And then hold an NFT from the Dead Pixels, hold an NFT from Polygon Punks. And then all of a sudden, the Polygon Punks community follow the Dead Pixel community, and vice versa. And they both grow. And between me and you, Web3 is so small that we all have, like, Web3 has to grow. We're all going to win. Web3 grows. I'm very open. I believe in cross-chain, and I love that use case. So to answer your question, we're focusing on adding more and more cross-chain wallets, different wallets from different chains within our platform, if that makes sense. So that's kind of our current focus right now. Yeah,
it does. 1000% makes sense, because that's where it's at right now. People are, they're teaming up. You see, that the pie at one point you want to grow it, but at the table only 12. That out there's 1,000 people that are also eating pie, but they're eating their own pie. And out there's 100,000 people that do not eat pie yet. So you're like, bros, let's just skip a meal and go get them. 1000%. I feel it too. because at one point, there's only so much you can do inside the ecosystem, and bridging everything and sharing, all the information, all the tech, all the tools that's worth that. Yeah, definitely felt 1,000%. Damn. Age Barbarians, you know what to do. 800 projects that's with you. How can we reach 1,000 over HEDERA with you guys? Where can we reach you at? How does it work? What's up?
I mean, honestly, like it's crazy, man, because we don't even advertise, and it's, you know what it is? It's this word to mouth. And again, just yesterday alone, okay, in the morning I had a call with Blade. In the evening I had a call with May from Hashback. May and Hashback.
Shout out to Hashback and May, man.
Yeah, I love her. She's so smart and solid.
Yeah.
Just amazing quality all
with
around.
A heart.
Yeah, absolutely. And like May alone, okay, yesterday she told us, first of all, like she started adding some of our tools on the Hashback wallet under dApps, and then she wants to set up like some kind of promotional campaign to get the word out about us on HEDERA. I mean, she's throwing out all these like ideas, and it's amazing, And then there's Alex from HBAR Foundation, who I became really good friends with him at this point. I met him in New York last year, and he's just the greatest person, one of the greatest persons I've met, honestly. Like I don't know if you've ever met Alex Russman, but he's a sweetheart.
I have to.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah.
And him alone is the one that connected us with a lot of projects. So to answer your question, how can we grow? I mean, him alone, he connected us with Michael from Lethos. He connected us with like so many projects on HEDERA, right? And it's ongoing, and we just get introduced, and then it's just this kind of whole collaboration, synergy. It's this whole Web3 thing, that allows us to grow naturally, and it's quite magical. Yeah,
it is. It truly is. And having that feeling, both feeling like it's a mixed bag of things, like where you're feeling a bit fatigued, at the same time you are thrilled, and at the same time you feel like you're holding something, but you cannot, it's not fathomable. It's magical. Yeah, 1,000%. Yeah, definitely felt. Dmitry, Bountyblok, man, thank you for passing by, man. I mean, where can we reach you at? Over Twitter, over the website, over Discord? Is that the whole game?
Yeah, the best way right now is if you go to the website on bountyblok.io. If you're building, like if you have a project or a game or something you're doing, even a collection, right? And you're looking to try to engage your community and grow your social followings and all that stuff, you can just request for access. We'll get an email. It's a basic type form. We ask you what your project is about, all that stuff. We get an email within 24 hours. We give you access. It's free to use. The tools are free to use. We give you access, and you can, have fun with it. We're also on Twitter. You can find us on Twitter as well. Yeah.
Thank you so much, man. I mean, mad respect for everything that you do and you're bringing to the ecosystems. I'll see you around, man. But yeah, sure. Best of success to you, man. Mad respect.
Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Thank you so much. Montreal represent. Take care.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Dmitry, thank you so much for your presence today on the show, brother. I enjoyed my time AF. We've passed as much time on the mic, on record than off. Man, your input is always valuable to me, and your friendship too. I believe that what you're bringing to all ecosystems it's a bridge, brother. That's what you do, and it's powerful. It is meaningful. I think you should be on Spaces. You should be anywhere. You are a rock star. You guys are pioneers. I have nothing but respect for everything that you do, especially right now in this snowstorm that we're having. You keep on striving. You and your team, best of success leading on to the year, next year, all time, future. Age Barbarians, I will see you on the next show.